Hello, this is Dr. J back with some more Let's Play Command & Conquer with some more Covert Ops. Now the next 3 missions are all pre-deployed small puzzly type missions, which means I'm hoping that we can maybe get through 3 missions in one video if we can do them quickly enough. But that will depend on me not screwing them up over and over again, so we'll see. The first of these is Elemental Imperative. It says, Nod has stolen some key components to our Tiberium research. Retrieve them. A local civilian is willing to help clear the way and take us to the site if we free his wife and return her to safety. So I would love to do this mission the intended way. To go free the guy's wife and evacuate her, and then follow him to the Tiberium crates. But that actually makes this mission enormously more difficult because the dude is completely unhelpful. It says, help clear the way. He's just a civilian. He has no combat capabilities. And there's no point in following him to where the Tiberium crates are because they're extremely heavily guarded by Nod forces that we're going to have to clear out whether we help his wife or not. So helping his wife is just going to make us take a lot of unnecessary casualties and make the mission far more difficult to do. So like I said, I would love to do the mission the intended way, but it would just make it far more difficult to clear. So we're just going to ignore saving the guy's wife. Sorry, dude. And we're just going to beeline for our objective. First thing that we're going to encounter is a flame tank, which is why I'm setting my armor up ahead. And this guy got lost because he's idiotic. So he arrived a little late to be helpful. Alright. These guys are taking a bizarre route. Oh, the pathing. Next obstacle is going to be some rocket infantry, so we'll send the commando forward to deal with those. Yes, I did do a practice run of this mission, which is how I concluded that doing it the intended way is a fool's errand. Where are those rocket infantry? I know they're here. There they are. Also, it's probably going to be hard to see, but these guys look like flamethrowers, except their equipment is green. These are chem soldiers. See how they explode into green cloud? I think that's the first instance of the chem soldiers we've encountered in the game. Okay, so those were SSMs trying to snipe off our commando. So here's the enemy's defensive line, which we have to penetrate no matter what. I don't think there's any way around it. And honestly, the easiest way to do this, it's stupid and lame, but just beeline our medium tanks through to breach their line. We might lose a tank, even 2, but we will not lose all 3. And all we have to do to complete the mission... Actually, we might be able to straight up win this fight. Yeah, I think we will. Now, if the fight doesn't go in your favor, you can just break through with your medium tanks, like I said, and just go to the objective and then you win. But hey, we were able to legitimately break through, so go us. The dude's wife is up here, but it's defended by a bunch of Nod forces. So like I said, we just take a bunch of unnecessary casualties freeing her, and then the dude's not even helpful. All he'll do is walk up in this direction. That's it. It's not like he shows you a back entrance or anything. We win. Incredibly short mission if you know how to do it. Oh, I probably shouldn't have skipped that video. I don't know if we ever saw it while playing the main campaign. Oh well, not a big deal. Okay, first place score apparently. That's just one dude killing another dude in a forest. Okay, well, onward to the next mission, because we did that one in record time. Next one is the Tiberium strain, over on the Nod side. A nearby GDI base is conducting further ion research. In doing so, they use a large number of chemicals located in their biocenters. I question this. Why would you need a bunch of biological chemicals to research a satellite ion cannon? That doesn't make any sense to me, but okay, we'll roll with it. Destroy all the biocenters and contaminate all units and civilians. Leave all the other structures intact so that it looks like an accident. Now, when I first did this mission, I didn't understand that contaminate in air quotes means kill every unit on the map. And then just don't destroy any of the structures. I feel that could have been made quite a bit more clear in the mission briefing. But thankfully, we know what to do for this run. So we have flame tanks, and we have a bunch of chem warriors. We saw them for the first time as enemies in the previous mission. This is our first time in the single-player game getting to control them ourselves. Chem warriors are interesting. They're kind of like flamethrowers, albeit they seem slower. They're, I think, kind of tougher. And interestingly, their weapons are not as good against infantry, but they're really good against vehicles and structures. Their chemical weapons are basically effective against everything. So Chem Warriors are a really interesting unit. They're pretty versatile, but they are infantry, which means they're ridiculously fragile. Our flame tanks are going to be better against infantry than the Chem Warriors, so we're leading the way with the flame tanks for now. Now, we want to torch all the civilians down here in the town. As I said, the first time I did this mission, I didn't realize you have to do that, and I was real confused when I destroyed all the biocenters and the mission didn't end. Okay, actually, I really don't want to accidentally destroy that building, because then it would be an instant mission failed. So the fact that that guy parked himself there is unbelievably irritating. Please kill him! Good lord. We almost destroyed the structure just by collateral damage. That was incredibly irritating where he parked himself. Resulted in a lot of unnecessary hassle and probably... No, I didn't mean to target the building. Okay, my guys torched themselves because a civilian wandered into their range. I'm trying to keep them back so that doesn't happen. It is a little tedious just wandering around this town torching all the civilians unless you're extremely sadistic. But we have to do it to clear the mission, so we will. Nod is extremely evil after all. Okay, the tank is going to be best dealt with using our Chem Warriors. Because like I said, their chemicals are really good against vehicles. Unlike flame weaponry. Hopefully they won't all get crushed. That is the danger, them being infantry. Okay, they're all getting crushed. Okay, well, never mind. I probably shouldn't have used them. I think we need to restart the mission. Never mind, they're useless. Because they're infantry, they just get squashed by vehicles. Because the computer is unbelievably good at micromanaging its units to squash infantry. Mostly the AI really sucks, but that's one thing it's unbelievably good at, is squishing and dodging squishes. So because these guys are mostly useful for having anti-vehicle weapons, but they just get squashed if we send them against vehicles, they're pretty useless. I don't know if we're really going to get a lot of utility out of them for this mission, for that reason. Mostly going to be on the flame tanks, I reckon. This mission I did not do a practice run of, I'm just doing it by memory. Otherwise I would have realized that the Chem Warriors are useless and not tried to take out the medium tank with them. Now they may be kind of okay against things like Humvees. This Humvee is incredibly agile. As you can see, when they kill infantry, the infantry don't have the flame death animation. Okay, that one did because it was the flame tank that got the kill. But they actually sort of disintegrate into a pile of blood. It's extremely gruesome. Oh, the other distinguishing feature of the Chem Warriors is they don't take damage from moving through Tiberium fields, unlike all other forms of infantry. Okay, we should be getting close to that medium tank that ruined our run last time, right? Honestly, one of the biggest dangers of losing the mission is that the civilians provoke you into accidentally destroying a structure through collateral damage. Okay, are you guys going to flame this dude or what? You gonna flame him? Thank you. Alright, there's another Humvee. Forgot about that. There's the medium tank. Alright, you guys deal with the Humvee. While the flame tanks deal with the medium. They'll take heavy damage, but... Oh no, I had the wrong group selected. I meant to send the Chem Warriors over here, but I selected the flame tanks. Okay, this is going real bad. I guess dealing with this medium is one of the hardest parts of the mission, then? I'm sure having trouble with it. Okay, we have lost all our flame tanks. That's probably mission over, I'm guessing. Well, we got one new flame tank. So yeah, that really seems like the hardest part of the mission, for sure. That and any other mediums we come across. I'm not confident in our ability to win with only one flame tank. Because now we have to rely really heavily on our Chem Warriors, and as we demonstrated, they die to squishing. Any heavy vehicle we encounter is just going to go on a squishing spree. How about you guys don't spontaneously attack buildings that I don't tell you to attack? Because that can make us lose the mission. Okay? We on the same page? Idiots. Okay, I don't know where these guys came from, but flame tanks should be able to deal with them pretty handily. Good. Starting to wish I had done a practice run of this mission too, because this is not going smooth at all. I think this is the next way to go. We're going to want the Chem Soldiers to catch up to us. Chem Warriors, whatever. Get up here, guys. I don't think I missed any civilians. Hope not, or we're going to have to clean them up to finish the mission. Okay. Onward. Now I know there's going to be a medium tank waiting for us on this bridge. And some infantry, apparently. Okay, the flame tank will deal with the infantry, then back off. Then we're going to try to provoke the medium into attacking a Chem Warrior. Where's the medium? Okay, my memory is completely inaccurate. I think we have to kill every unit on the map, so I'm going to have to send a guy back to deal with this jerk who's pacing back and forth. Okay, good job. You couldn't even kill a single Grenadier. That's how useless these guys are. I'm not a fan of the Chem Warriors. They're interesting and weird and gimmicky, but in terms of effectiveness, it's not really there. I mean, if a guy loses a one-on-one with a Grenadier, I'm not impressed by this infantry unit. The fact that they're good against vehicles would make them valuable, but as we said and saw, they just get squashed by anything you really want them to fight. Okay, I just misremembered where the medium was. It was on the next bridge. Oh, my lack of doing a practice run is really, really hurting me here. Okay. Let's try to provoke him into shooting that guy and bring these Chem Warriors down. Hopefully he won't try to squash them. Okay, back off a little bit, guys. Okay, he's squashing them. He acted like he wasn't, so he tricked me. They're so useless. Like, they're not even good against vehicles like I remembered. I was actually wrong about that. You saw that they were doing pathetic damage. So they're really worthless. I think we've lost the mission again. Okay. Well, repeated failures for the win. Or for the loss, as it may be. Lesson learned, Chem Warriors suck at virtually everything. They lose against Grenadiers, they get squashed by heavy vehicles, they're just worthless. Well, here we go, take 3. Nope. Forgot about these guys. Alright, we are taking a lot of unnecessary damage on that flame tank. Okay, maybe the one thing they can be somewhat decent against is Humvees. I want to give you guys a chance to redeem yourselves as a not completely awful unit. Okay, they are very effective against light armor. We may have found the one thing they're decent at. Okay, there. They are good at that. We finally found a use for them. They're doing okay against these infantry, but it's not like the flame tanks wouldn't also be absolutely murdering them. Okay, it would be nice if you would use your flamer instead of just driving around like you're drunk. Okay, here we go. So, the two mediums are the entire problem in this mission. Other than that, the issues are that the mission objective is not clearly communicated. And that you have to tediously go around killing every last civilian and every other unit, I think. But otherwise, the whole challenge in this mission is not losing too many guys to the mediums. Pretty sure. Okay, you almost destroyed the church, causing us to lose the mission. There we go. And this guy hiding down here. I guess we can use them as scouts. They may have some utility in that role. Or maybe not, because they instantly... I mean, I know, that guy had no hit points left, but... Still, he instantly got... Okay, this guy's not obeying orders. I'm losing multiple chem warriors to rifle infantry. That is how pathetic they are. Okay, banned slug bug almost made me lose the mission there. I like the concept of this mission, but the execution, not so much. This is definitely, by far, not my favorite Covert Ops mission. Okay, I didn't want to provoke it yet. That was some unnecessary damage on that flame tank. Maybe I can at least get one guy to help provide a little bit of damage. What are you idiots doing?! And he just died to the flame tank backblast, so he didn't help at all. Okay, this is way better. 2 flame tanks survived, so thank goodness. This is by far the best run we've had, so I'm actually gonna make a save here. A scum save. I was hoping to do all this run of missions without any save scumming, but yep, this mission has irritated me a bit, and I don't want to have to redo it every time we make mistakes. Redo it from the beginning. Okay. Honestly, one of my biggest sources of frustration with this mission is my disappointment with the Chem Warriors. They should be such a cool unit, and they underperform so hard. I mean, when they're routinely losing to Grenadiers and Rifle Infantry and they just get squashed by medium tanks, and their damage against the medium tank wasn't anywhere near as good as I remembered, so my memory was just straight up wrong on that. So they're just a gimmick unit, basically. They're not practical. Cool, but not practical. So I guess the new plan for dealing with the other medium is we'll try to provoke it into attacking a Chem Warrior like before. So he takes the hits for us. Try to get some use out of him. But then instead of attacking it with the other Chem Warriors, who'll just get squashed and not do great damage, we will attack it with a flame tank. Okay, I don't remember this. That's because I'm going the wrong way. I am going the wrong way. Okay, I misremembered the way to go. So, that was my bad. We have to go across this bridge here. Or this crossing, rather. No, 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 no. The guy, not the building. Okay, it's a Chinook that drops off those infantry. I was wondering where they come from. Now we know. Okay, for some reason this time they're not interested in actually attacking us. Strange. Well, a single lick of flame should take care of the whole group, so get it. No, approach directly, please. Get down there and flame them all. Excellent. And we'll go the correct direction this time. No, no. Those buttons are real close to each other. As I said, I regret not doing a practice run of this mission. I thought I remembered it, and the best way to clear it. I was wrong. Shouldn't have trusted my memory. Okay. Now, I think there's going to be either infantry or a Humvee first before the medium, right? I think that was the case. We'll use the Chem Warriors to deal with that, if they can. And then we'll use one as a loss leader, while the flame tanks wipe out the medium. Okay, it's not this bridge. It's the next bridge. And there's the Humvee. Alright, they're one talent, destroying light vehicles. I guess at least they're good at something. This guy has a fair amount of health, so he'll be our loss leader. Alright, there's another crossing before we reach the medium. Don't know why I have so much difficulty remembering this whole part of the map layout, but apparently I do. Oh, there's another civilian. Well, okay, let's flame him. Alright. Okay, the one guy who actually has hit points left shall be the lost leader. And the flame tanks will do the actual damage. Of course, we can only get one flame tank there at a time, apparently. I mean, maybe we could get a second one, but then it would just be shooting through its pal and doing collateral damage. Okay. I think we're going to lose our loss leader before we take out the tank. We'll have done heavy damage to it, though, so it won't hit us too many times. Oh, hey! We didn't even lose him. And we got another flame tank. Beautiful. I think the mission is looking pretty good now. Okay. I think it's time for another scum save. I don't know why it's called save scumming instead of save spamming. Before I knew the term save scum, I called it save spamming. That makes more sense to me. But whatever. We'll go with the more popularly known term. I don't hate this mission as much as I may be suggesting. Where are you going? As much as I may be suggesting that I do. It's not awful. As I said, a lot of it is just disappointment with the Chem Warriors. It seems like this really cool new unit to play with, and they're so underwhelming once you actually use them. Why? Why are you so determined to take an idiotic route to join your friends? No! This way! What is the pathing doing? That's even worse than normal. Oh my gosh, the pathing is just glitching out hardcore on this dude. Come rejoin your friends. Or I guess join your friends. You can't rejoin when you weren't with them to begin with. Alright, let's grab one almost dead Chem Warrior and use him as a scout, see what's coming. It is also weird to me, again, as I said during the briefing, why do we need to do like biochem research with hazardous chemicals? Hazardous biological chemicals, or chemicals related to biological study, to build a satellite-based ion cannon? Maybe that's actually legit, but that doesn't sound right. So the premise here is kind of odd. Would have made more sense if GDI was just doing its own Tiberium research. That would have been a more sensible explanation, but whatever. Don't know why I question that so much. It's just because I'm nitpicky with my story details. Authors are like that. You have to be nitpicky with your own story details if you want to be a good author, so you get nitpicky about other people's. That has actually legitimately ruined my enjoyment of a variety of stories. Where ever since I got that author's self-critical editorial eye, I apply it to everything, and There's a lot of stories I otherwise might have enjoyed that now I see all kinds of problems with them. It is what it is. Alright, I think this is a giant Tiberium field that should pretty much be clear of units. I think we are approaching the final stage of the mission here. Do we go around this way or the other way, or will either way work? Alright, we are approaching the final part of the mission, the final challenge, if you will. So, go ahead and make one last scum save. We have to bust through the front of the enemy base. Luckily, it's not particularly well defended, so I think enough forces have survived that we'll be able to manage this quite handily. The one real advantage to the Chem Warriors is at least we don't need an APC to send them through the giant Tiberium field, since they don't take Tiberium damage. Let's actually use them to try to bait out the enemies into the Tiberium field and into our waiting flame tanks. We'll get a use out of these guys. Well, or not. Alright, we just need to incinerate. Okay, the enemy got Humvee reinforcements from off-screen. That's a lot of infantry. Thankfully, flame tanks can kill nigh on infinite amounts of infantry. I think that's our win. Should be all the defenses in the base. I don't think they'll produce anything out of the barracks, and also if we destroy it, it's an instant mission fail. Because we were ordered to leave all the structures intact, so now we just need to find the biochem labs and burn them to the ground. There's their advanced comm center, which if they're doing ion research here, makes sense that they would have one. Leave that alone. There should be 3 biochem labs we have to destroy. That's 2 down. Third one should be over here to the west. Excuse me. There it is. We don't want to go any further west or we'll run into the main entrance to the enemy base with the advanced guard tower and regular guard towers. Once we burn this down, as long as we've gotten all the units, that's good game to us. Great, we missed something. Okay, what did we miss? Why did we lose a unit? Okay, that was strange. Okay, to the AGT. I want to like this mission. The concept is cool. But, now we have to tediously find probably one guy on the map we missed. Actually, could there be someone in here? Could be. Yep. Okay, that was it. Alright, we did it. I mean, it's not so bad. But not my favorite. Okay. Let's see if we can do one more Covert Ops missions. 3 Covert Ops missions in one video would be quite the achievement. This is another puzzly, small pre-deployed mission. It is Ground Zero. I did do a practice run of this one. I completed it pretty well, but it can be tricky. So I'm not going to be shocked if I actually have some failures doing it now on camera. Alright, it says, Nod has launched a missile which is aimed at the Global Peace Conference. Get the delegates from the conference to the evac point as quickly as possible. Time is critical. Good luck. they're not kidding. Time is pretty tight, and if we take too long, the peace conference will get nuked and its mission failed. Now, because I've become cynical in my old age, when I read Global Peace Conference, I read that as a bunch of elitist bozos figuring out how to enrich and empower themselves at the expense of everybody else. But let's go ahead and just take the briefing at face value and assume that this actually is a nice peace conference so that we can feel good about rescuing it. So we start out with just 3 guys. Okay, and the speed is ridiculously fast, and time is so tight that I'm going to restart, having lost some time to the speed being turned up so high. So yeah, like I said, we have just 3 guys. Also, I feel like I don't want to listen to so much heavy music. Let's do some of my favorites, some Covert Ops tracks. So, this is a very trial and error kind of mission. You just sort of have to do it multiple times until you magically figure out the sequence of actions that will lead to victory. And okay, the fact that I lost a guy already makes me think this is probably a failed run. But what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take out all the infantry down here to the south, because that's going to cause us to get a medium tank reinforcement. And we're really going to want that because we're going to encounter some flame tanks and buggies, and having a medium tank helps enormously with that. It's technically possible to complete the mission without getting the medium tank. Okay, guys. And doing this does use a lot of time, so this is dangerous to do in terms of possibly running out of time. And I've probably failed. Ordinarily, I still have all 3 of my guys here. We're going to try it this way. I mean, no matter how you do this mission, it's very risky and very swingy. There's kind of randomness with whether your guys survive or not. But I feel like this is a slightly more reliable way to do it than trying to not cause the medium tank to spawn. But like I said, it's very, very trial and error, and just figuring out what you magically have to do. Because how would you know? I didn't even see that guy. How would you know that you have to go down here to kill all the infantry and that's how you get the medium tank reinforcement to spawn? Like, there's really no way to do that unless you experiment with the mission. Now, I don't have a huge problem with that because it's a pretty short mission and the Covert Ops missions are supposed to be really difficult. So I feel pretty okay about them being designed so you have to play it multiple times to figure out what to do. But ordinarily, that kind of thing isn't my favorite mission design, where the only way to figure out what to do is repeated trial and error. But in this case, I'm somewhat okay with it. Also, it's another instance of the winter tile set, which I love, so that's pretty cool. I don't feel like we're doing great on time, so it's possible the peace conference is going to get nuked before we're able to get there and rescue it. Another element of how trial and error-y this mission is that it is very much a maze of ridge lines. And you just kind of have to figure out which way to go to not encounter dead ends and waste a lot of time. Tanks are still unbelievably pathetic against infantry. I decided this guy was going to take too much damage fighting these guys, because again, the AI is unbelievably good at microing to avoid squashes, so this guy's not going to be able to squash them. He also can't outrun them, because men run as fast as tanks, don't you know? Now, the flame tank I was talking about should be up here. We will defeat it, unless we take too much damage from the fact that these minigunners are absolutely mauling our tank here. Okay, but if we get the aid of some grenadiers, we're good. Getting that flame tank, we get a Humvee reinforcement, which is very welcome. Now, I believe this is the correct way to go. Going that way is a dead end. We'll just waste some time. Yeah, it's very much a maze. Just play the mission multiple times till you figure out the right way to go. Or, you know, use a guide. Whatever. And then I think we have to go down through here. We're going to encounter a Nod buggy. You know what? I'm going to send my Humvee ahead. Well, actually, no, I'm not. Because we need explosives to free the delegates because they're trapped by a fence. Which seems kind of dumb to me, but You have control of the delegates from the start of the mission. See? You can actually band select them there in the darkness. So I guess trapping them in a fence is the designer's way of forcing you to actually reach the peace conference with your forces, so you couldn't just select them and move them out of the area that's going to get nuked. Okay, Grenadier. Get them out of there. Okay, looks like we made it in time. I'm going to go ahead and make a scum save here. I'm going to feel pretty cool if I do this on, well, not the first try, but second try? I think second try. Oh, okay. Don't think we lost anybody to that. And actually, we get sort of a few reinforcements, the survivors from the nuke. Oh, I hear fighting. What's happening? Okay, enemy infantry. We are not done with this mission yet, because there's plenty of enemy forces between us and the evac point, which is down here. Whether we're able to take them all out is partly a matter of luck. If we can't, then we're just kind of going to have to hope that we can create a diversion for the delegates, who, by the way, are clones of Dr. Mobius. They didn't even change his name. So yeah, Dr. Mobius clones are apparently the peace delegates in this world. Very strange. Humvee can catch up to us. The rocket soldiers probably won't. Mission will probably be over by the time they do. I'll take a really hurt infantryman and use him as a scout, so we can see what awaits. Of course, the first thing he encounters will probably kill him, but at least we'll know what it is. Keep the delegates away from the action. Okay, no, I misclicked, trying to select my Humvee. You, I don't want to click you. You go in a separate control group now. Okay, might as well keep the rocket soldiers moving. Okay, there's our next threat. Pair of Humvees might be the best thing to deal with that. Oh, especially if we can snipe them over the ridge line. Nice. There is going to be another flame tank at some point, and our medium tank is so hurt that it would lose the fight. Okay, we've got a rocket soldier coming up behind us. I don't know if we really need to worry about that. Okay, our guys are going through the Tiberium and taking tons of damage because they're brilliant. Okay, you need to be in a separate control group. Alright, we found a bunch of rocket infantry, so we're going to want to send our infantry forward. It's real useful knowing what the upcoming threat is going to be. That way you can take advantage of the rock, paper, scissors mechanics to deploy the best things to deal with that threat. Okay. We haven't encountered the enemy flame tank yet. I think we're close to it. Oh, there's a regular tank. I really don't want him squashing all my infantry. Okay, we took care of him pretty easily. I am sick of this guy chasing me down. I just know he's going to catch up to my medium tank and wipe it out. So let's kill him. There we go. Takes care of him. There's another one on the way very, very slowly. There's the flame tank. Now the flame tank might bug out and just beeline for the north. It did that during my practice run. But I don't want to count on that. It's going to be hard to take it out with the forces we've got if it decides to fight back. Especially if my guys get in front of its flames. Brilliant. Brilliant. Just drive right in front of them. Okay, it's bugging out and heading to the north. Now I think there's a Nod buggy left. 2 almost dead soldiers and a half-dead Humvee might be able to take it. Depends on how it prioritizes its targeting. Wonder if the flame tank is going for my rocket soldiers. If so, I should spread them out a bit. Okay, forgot about this guy. Didn't micro in time. I could kite this guy. Okay. Our only hope is to cause a diversion. Oh, apparently these guys killed the flame tank. It must have been nearly dead anyway. If we wait for them, we can get the Nod buggy, no problem. Oh, and we got some more reinforcements, apparently. 2 flame tanks up here now. Obviously, we would get massacred if we had to take those on. And with the aid of these guys, we can definitely handle that buggy, so let's wait for them to come. Not quite a first try win, but it's looking like we got it on our second try, which as far as I'm concerned is pretty good. No, I don't want to restart the mission. Man, those buttons are too close to each other. I know it looks like I'm utterly inept at clicking, and maybe I'm not the best, but I promise my aim isn't that bad. My screen really is absolutely tiny on my monitor.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Okay, well, got him. We win.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Funnily enough, we're only going to have to evacuate one of these guys, because the way the game is programmed, as soon as you load any... Okay, that's a stealth tank. As soon as you load any relevant unit into a transport helicopter, it evacs immediately, so these 2 guys are just out of luck, I guess. I would be so pissed if this shot down the transport helicopter. But looks like we win. Not a bad mission. As I said, you really have to figure out what to do through trial and error, but
Mission accomplished.
they're Covert Ops missions, they're expansion missions, they're supposed to be real hard, so I'm fairly okay with that mission design under the circumstances. I always love a chance to play on the Tiberium Dawn Winter tile set. And that is 1 clone of Dr. Mobius saved. Alright, so that was 3 of the pre-deployed puzzly missions done in 1 video. Go us. Next up is going to be more Covert Ops. There's still plenty left to do, so hopefully you'll join me for that, and I'll see you then.